Hi, my name is Dr. Michael Rodney, and today we're going to set up a proper workstation. Most people are using laptops. Laptops are designed to be used for a very short period of time. The problem is that people use them for a long period, 6-8 hour shifts. And because the screen and the keyboard are so close together, it forces you in a hunched over position. So what we have to do is separate the screen from the keyboard. The way that we do that is by utilizing a laptop riser. And then we plug in an external keyboard and an external mouse, whether it be wired or wireless, that's up to you. But the beauty of that is the fact that you now place yourself in a position where your keyboard is down over here where it's supposed to be and your screen is up where it should be, again allowing you to extend your body in its proper position. In any situation in the world, our body adapts. Whether you're drinking from a water fountain always the same way, or whether you're brushing your teeth with your head tilted, the problem is your body is constantly adapting to that. If we give a stimulus over and over the same way, our body's going to adapt that. So you're spending 6 to 8 hours a day at a computer, you're going to be literally getting your body to adapt to that hunched over position, which you're trying really hard not to do. Because again, you're going to have to undo that as you get older. First of all, there's a couple of different scenarios at work that you can be set up with. You can have a desk that is solid, in which case you have to work your chair and your body around it, or you have a adjustable desk. And adjustable desks are beautiful because they adjust to you and you can ideally manipulate it. But here's the issue. Everybody has to make sure that they're sitting properly in their chair. In order to sit properly in the chair, you have to make sure that your bum goes all the way to the back of the chair where the seat meets the backrest. When you sit properly in the chair, your lumbar support, which I really hope you have. If you don't have lumbar support, you got to go out there and get that. You sit your bum all the way in the back of the chair. That supports that curve, actually, right over here. You can see this lumbar curve right over here. That part has to be filled in by the lumbar support. Once you're seated properly in the chair with your bum all the way back, you have to make sure that the chair is actually at its highest position where it can just fit underneath the desk. Lower the armrests as low as they will go so that you can just fit your body underneath the desk. Once you're under here, what your next goal is to have your belly touch the desk. It allows for a feedback system for your body to recognize when it's doing something wrong. What I mean by that is I'm sitting all the way back, my belly is just touching the table, and if I start slouching at any point, what happens is you start going forward and your body will instantly feel the pressure on your belly and you know that that's wrong. What you need to do instead is keep your body upright. Your elbows have to be kept at 90 degrees. That is our goal here. So elbow right over here, 90 degrees. Elbow should be tight to the body. It should not be ahead of the body in any case ever. Once you're doing this, what's going to happen is your body is going to go forward. You're going to start slouching. You don't want that. What you need to sit properly in your chair, now that your body is in its proper position and your elbows are at 90 degrees, you conformed yourself to your solid desk. You've got to make sure that your knees are also at 90 degrees because that's where they belong. In order to do that, you may have to use a footrest, which will bring the ground up to your feet. When you're set up properly, the top of the screen should be at your eye level. Why? Because when we read, we always look about 15 degrees down from your center gaze. Hopefully you've gotten an external keyboard so that you can manipulate it to your work environment. So your wrists have to be maintained in a neutral position. If they're not maintained in a neutral position, i.e. this is raised off the desk, what happens is you're forcing your wrists into an extended position. When we put a keyboard pad here, what happens is it neutralizes, it gives a neutral angle when you put your wrists down. If you find that you're having to raise your wrist up when you're using your mouse, it's really important, if you're putting your arm in extension, to get a wrist pad as well. Here are two different types of mouses, your typical one and your trackball mouse. A trackball mouse is excellent because it allows you to change your biomechanics of your wrist so that day in and day out you're not aggravating or causing repetitive stress injury by utilizing something the exact same way. I will strongly encourage people, when you're setting up your home system, to get this iPad or iPhone holder. What this allows you to do is, while you're working at your desk, you can actually see your phone and at its proper height, instead of having to drop your head to the desk to actually see your height. A lot of people nowadays are getting tech neck, which is what people get when they utilize their iPhones, iPads, etc., and keeping their neck in a flex position for a long time. We want to minimize that. So bringing the phone up to your eye level is a really good idea. If your monitor is not high enough in your desktop setup, a great idea is to get a monitor riser. This little system over here I got on Amazon. It's wonderful. It's got a drawer as well to kick. It's a really, really great little system, but it raises the monitor. If you don't already have a monitor that has, let's just say, an adjustable setup, this is a great mechanism to make up for that. Breaks is one of the things that we don't talk about enough. You need to take a break every hour, give or take. You can stretch it out to an hour and a half. Your first break is about 3 minutes, give or take, after your first hour at work. Every hour or so thereafter, you should be thinking of taking about a 5-minute break. And the idea about a break is not simply that you're going to jump over to watch TV and sit down, but the idea is that you're going to actually move yourself around. The more you sit, the more you stagnate your system and your blood, and it's not good for your system. You're meant to be moving, so you got to get up and move. Think about doing planks, think about doing push-ups or wall squats. Anything you can possibly do to get up and move during those breaks is a good idea, but sitting somewhere else, it's not a great idea. Let's say you're going to be using an adjustable desk. You want to maintain the same position that I taught you before, where your elbows are maintained at the 90 degrees. So it's right beside your body. You don't want to bring that elbow ahead of your body. You want to just keep the elbow right beside, nice and comfortable, drop down and relaxed. Now, if you're now in a standing desk position, everything here and above, you're just touching your belly button to the table. You're going to maintain that position, but you're now going to be standing up. Ideally, you want to have an anti-fatigue mat underneath your feet. That really takes the pressure off of your feet. The other thing you want to do is make sure that you bring your feet, separate them a little bit. I brought this little 2x4 with me, and what I wanted to do was show you how I'd like you to stand.
I hope that the information that we reviewed today was helpful and that you are able to apply it to your day-to-day routine. Keeping your body in its best form can help you prevent unwanted health issues in the future. Please remember to give your body the attention it deserves and stay well.